how's it going, everyone? I want to give you a video on promotions. And since it's Black Friday week and chaos is breaking loose, marketers are sweating, I'm literally in the boat with you. Black Friday week is the make or break week for a lot of companies, and it is just hell on earth, but also the most exciting time as well as marketers because it leads into potentially growth, and we like to leverage that growth. So first thing that I want to talk about is two different types of thought that I like to look at promos, and we can kind of go a little bit more in depth of Google Ads on that, and then also go a little bit in depth on some examples of each promo. So the first type of promo, or the first category in my head that I like to put a promo in, is the catch-all promo. So think of it as like you're a fisherman on a boat, and there's tons of customers underneath the water, little fishies, and you throw the net out. You don't care who you get. There's customers there. You're going to pull up whoever, it doesn't matter. When you're in that scenario, you're just moving volume. For example, that could be for like a product that you're saying, oh, version 1's going away. I'm getting version 2 soon. I need to make space for version 2 because demand's going to go away. So need to get, those products moved out of the inventory as fast as possible. And this is the perfect time to do it. Hint, hint, wink, wink. If anyone has that model, a lot of companies do because it's end of the year. So new year, new model, etc. But anyways, so that model works, like I said, really well for just general churn rate, and it's good for new customer acquisition as well. But this other model over here is something that I like to say is like the more tailored version of, I know my numbers really well. I'm going to go after new customers because I know how much they're worth. And I'll cover new customer acquisition, how to calculate LTV, all that kind of stuff in a future video. But just for the sake of time, I'll go into kind of both these models here. So one's focused on new customers, one's focused on both. Now, keep in mind that with a new customer model, you're like a fisherman and you have, your fishing rod, you throw it out and you have bait on there that's for new customers, and you're trying to go for new customers as much as possible. However, you have to realize that with the attribution models inside of digital marketing, you can't perfectly predict a new customer and a return customer, even though Google says there's a 100% match rate for a user and you have that user excluded, that user could still technically see your ad just in a different format, and vice versa. I'm not going to say how they would do it, but just vice versa for all you people that can figure out a way to kind of reverse that, because it can be detrimental. So in essence, one thing that I would like to say is that with the model, I generally do like to focus on new customer acquisition, which is what I just mentioned. However, you have to realize that you're going to get, crossover, which we just talked about. So how to do that essentially is, like I said, exclude customer lists. You want to have something that's very message grab focused because you're introducing someone new to your brand that's never heard of you. That's what you want, but you have to have messaging set up for that so you can actually get the right message across, get the right conversion rates, and essentially get a good ROAS. So that'll come down to talking about the brand itself and getting a lot more specific on why you're different than someone else, or maybe explaining your product to someone because you're so niche down that people don't know about your product, but they may need your product. Who knows? So this is a really good opportunity to take a large step in your overall model to say, hey, we got a bunch of new customers that came into our funnel. Let's email remarket them and let's, get more products moving. So let me give you a scenario of the bad now that can happen with all of the promos that are going on. So sometimes companies will run promos a lot because they're like, oh, we can just make sales from promos. Let's just keep running promos. Sweet. Let's do 20% off, 10% off, 5% off, 15% off, whatever it may be. Now, realize that there's going to get a fatigue in the marketplace to where your customers are going to catch on and say, okay, I know there's going to be a sale right now, so I'm just going to wait. Let me give you kind of a more specific scenario because I like to, talk in metaphors. So let's say that I buy socks, right? I buy socks, it's sunny out, and the demand for shoes is there, but it's not really there. I'm walking around the streets with socks on because that's just the scenario that I'm giving. So now, after a month of walking in socks, I got some holes in my socks. I'm not really, happy with how I look anymore, and et cetera, et cetera. So then it's like, okay, I want to go back to that shop and buy more socks. But then they say, oh, we have shoes. Do you want to buy shoes? They work better than socks. Oh, yeah, they go with socks. Okay, perfect. There's your buying model process there. Now, if you were to run a sale in that period of time, saying, hey, like on average, someone purchases within a month another product, you run a sale on average less than every month, you run it every like 2 weeks, you're going to cut into that buying time too aggressively, and you're going to hurt your AOV and your LTVs. So we have to think about is number one, what is my purchase frequency? Number two, and this is kind of a funny one, is what type of demand is there for my product right now? So let me give you that same scenario, right? You're a person walking around in socks in the middle of the street. And before I said it's sunny out, now picture it's raining and the weather is terrible. And now you got soggy socks and life sucks. You're going to want shoes, or you're going to look for someone else that has another device that works better than socks to walk around with. So you're going to look for shoes or, another pair of socks. And so the demand is higher based off the scenarios in the marketplace. So as marketers and as business owners, you have to be aware of those scenarios and calculate those hand in hand with that purchase frequency that I was talking about, because it'll drastically go down. When the demand goes up, that purchase frequency is cut down to like from a month, it can go down to like a day to a minute. Like people want to purchase right away again because they realize something happened in the marketplace. It can be, like I said, anything. And this goes for all industries. So when it comes to that, you don't want to run too many promos because, like I said earlier, you hurt your AOV. So just something to keep in mind when you're running promos is keep your frequency relevant to your business model and make sure that you're looking at overall market changes. Us as marketers should be aware of this kind of stuff. And you can see this through algorithms inside of Google Ads, which leads me to my next point here, which is a lot of agencies don't typically run Google Ads as effectively as we would say would be acceptable. And then they leave business owners, especially small business owners that don't really know much about Google Ads, in the position of, oh, Google Ads didn't work for me. This was terrible. I'm never going to run Google Ads again. And I want to point out that I will literally, if you're a business owner, if you want, I will literally on the spot, like within 2 minutes of you sending me access to just see your Google Ads account, like review it, read only access. Literally, I will do it on the spot for you just because I'm that confident that I know what is going on in the account based on looking at just the data. You don't have to tell me your business model. You don't have to tell me anything. Just tell me what's your goal, and then I'll look at the account and I'll figure it out for you, essentially what's going on in your account, what's wrong with it. I say 2 minutes before because I genuinely mean that I am that confident that if you give me access 2 minutes before or on the call, I don't need to prep. A lot of agencies will want to prep and they have all this stuff drafted out from someone that knows that they're talking about, or someone that thinks they know what they're talking about, and they fluff it up with word salad and so forth. Say, oh yeah, we get you 20x more, 100x more, and this is how we'll do it. I'll do it on the spot. And yeah, if you want that, like I said, we do it all for free. It'd be 15 to 30-minute conversation about your Google Ads account. And if you want, just click the link below. It'll take you right to my site, and there'll be a link, totally free of charge, on the spot. Like, we can message like last minute. You can send me the ID and we go over your account on the call together. You'll see me literally go through it on the call, no time to prep. And I'm that confident that I know Google Ads well enough to see what's going on in an account effectively and decode exactly what's going on. So with that being said, anyways, thanks and good luck on Black Friday. I'll see you guys.